What is going on, everybody? Hope all is well. Hope all is well. Hope all is well. Make sure you share the video. Share the video. Share the live. Share the video. Share the live. Share the video. Share the live. We are here. We are here. We are here. What's up, everybody? What's up? What's up? What's up? What is 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 up, everybody? Come on, come on in. Come on in. Let's get ready to start the show. What is going on, everybody? Hope all is well.
I'm tired. I'm tired of you bitches coming into my house trying to.
What is up, y'all? What is up?
Turn around and act like a bitch never gave you nothing. The nerve.
What's going on, everybody?
The disrespect.
What's going on, y'all? Hey. What's going on, everybody? Come on, y'all. Come on, y'all. What's up, everybody? Hope all is well. Listen, we are live right now. Listen, make sure you tell a neighbor and a friend we are on tonight. Baby, do we have something to talk to you about tonight? Just had to make sure I just clear some things up for y'all, okay? Or try on Facebook. Okay. So, listen, let me just make this very clear, okay? I don't know these people. I don't have any personal investment in any of this. This story, I knew about this story a while ago. I just had to have all the details, okay? So I had to get all the information and talk to all the parties and make sure I get all the details that I needed before I talk to all the who I need to talk to and get all the information before I even say something, okay? Make sure I got all my ducks in a row before I even go, public with all of this, but, so I can say what I need to say, period, okay? So, before I get on this and go postal on this, Now, let me pull up Reverend Man and pull him up. Do I got this up where I need to? Is it up? Is it up? Oh, it went over there. Okay, good. Praise God. Amen. God in them. All right. Now, this young man, I was just talking about this because there's a story that's floating around the internet about these men's passing out, these straight men passing out diseases and stuff, and y'all straight women thinking that these men been out here messing with men. But I want y'all to understand that y'all heterosexuals don't have to be messing with no homosexuals to get a disease. I'm gonna say it one more time for those back there in the back. Okay, is the people's listening to me? Okay, is the people's listening? Cause y'all be acting a little slow. Hey, y'all, what's going on? Is the people listening? Is the people listening? Y'all heterosexual peoples. Stevie, you here? Y'all heterosexual peoples do not have to be you do not have to be indulging in homosexualities to get a disease. Hey, Auntie Deb, did I speak to y'all? Hey, everybody. Hey, brother. What's this? My brother Darius. Hey, Darius. Let me tell y'all something. STI, HIV, AIDS, gonorrhea, clap, chlamydia, baby, it has no respect of persons. Okay, I'm gonna tell you one more time. It has no respect of person. You can be straight and get HIV. Okay? You can be gay and get HIV. You can be strictly dickly, ladies. I'm gonna say it one more time. Ladies. You can be strictly dickly. You ain't gotta ever touch no cooch a day in your life. You could be straight as the day is long. You hear what I'm trying to tell you? Straight as the day is long. Ain't no gay bone in your body. All you like is men's. Okay? And one day that man bring you back something, and that man that you mess with can be straight. I love you too. I'm gonna get into the story now. Women, you can be straight. Men, you can be straight. But if you, and let me sum this up real quick. If you are not using protection, okay? If you are not using protection, disease does not discriminate. You can catch anything. And just asking a person, you straight? You good? When last time you got checked? They don't cover it. They don't cover it. Baby, I need to see some papers. I need to see some papers. You know what I'm trying to tell you? I need to see some papers. I need to, baby, before you want to you know what I'm saying? That'd be the problem. Y'all be want to indulge and go on in and partake and parlay and carry on. And y'all don't be knowing what's going on. And next thing you know, you're getting up with the scratchy and sniffy, Okay? All right. Y'all ready for this story? Y'all ready? Y'all ready for this? Y'all ready for this? See, my brother Darius, he works in prevention. You know, Darius, I feel a little petty, feel a little petty. Since we out here, we work hard what we do, Praise God. Praise God. I'm just saying. But anyways, so this particular story, we're in Houston, Texas. We're in Houston, Texas. Hey. And this man of God right here. Yep. This man of God right here. His name. Jesus. This man of God's name is Pastor Ralph Douglas West II. Okay. His daddy. Yeah, his daddy is Ralph Douglas the first. Okay. So he the pastor's son. He is out here allegedly passing out herpes. And he is in court right now because a young woman is taking him to court for giving her herpes. I am going to discuss this case and everything. And baby, listen here. Listen to me. I'm going to make this very clear and very plain. This is already public record. It's already in the court. It's already out there. This has been in the system for a while. So I ain't got nothing to worry about. Mm-hmm. So let me do this. What else his man name was? Yep, that was it. That he's a part of Church Without Walls. That, how befitting. How befitting Church Without Walls. Just it just sounds so wrong. That just sounds so befitting. Church Without Walls. Church Without Walls. No, not that church. Not that church, Auntie Deb. Not that church. Church Without Walls, you know. You know. You know. You know, Church Without Walls, you know. I hate this, y'all. I really do. I hate this. You know, then the peoples of God be up here. They be up here promoting stuff like they just so holy and sanctified. You know, they be up here promoting stuff like they just so holy and sanctified, and they ain't did nothing, and they just so, with Jesus and things and stuff. But let's just get right to this, y'all. Lord Jesus, let's just get right to it. I just wanted to waste a little time for a second. Y'all ready? Y'all ready? Is you ready? Y'all ready? Yeah, they be stroking, dude. They be stroking Darius. See, Darius. Brother, are you busy? See, this is content. Darius, this is content. See, I have nothing else to do. But the people call me. The people call me. The people call me. Okay, the people call me. The attorney. No, can't do that. Hey, Tiki, the people called me. I had to do what I had to do. I had to work. I'm on break. I had to take a break from what I was doing. Thank you, sweetie. So I'm on. Hold on, Durs. Hold on, Durs. 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 Durs, you ready? Let's just go ahead on. Let's read. According to the documentation that we have right here on file, let's see. Now, there's going to pop up in a minute. The plaintiff versus Ralph Douglas West II. Hold on, Darius just popped up. Darius!
Brother!
Darius, we talk about the church without the walls.
At first when you said the church at first, because there is a without walls ministry for some people, like our brother London. For he and she was without walls.
Praise God. Hallelujah. Okay, let's be serious because we got to report on this right. Okay, we got to report on this right. So this is really a serious case, y'all. This is actually going on currently right now. And this is actually before the court currently at this present, not at this moment, but they're actually in court currently right now. It went before the court today. They should be. I think this might be done this week, but this has been going on for a while in deliberation. This young man did give this young woman herpes. So we're going to read this, and Darius, you do work in prevention.
Yes, I mean, for those of you who do not know, I work in public health. I work for a nonprofit where we treat, we test and treat HIV, STIs, hepatitis C. Herpes is an STI. We do treatment, prevention, and education. That is my role. I'm a director in the program, so that is my role to oversee
There's
programs for the regions I'm on.
You ain't got to say where you work, but you know, like, what's your position?
So I am a regional director.
Oh,
mm-hmm.
You doing something? Oh.
Yeah, me and my bad kidneys. Yes, we did everyday working.
Ralph Douglas West, defendant, Harris County, Texas, and they're demanding jury trial. Original petition and request for disclosure to the honorable judge of said court. Come now, the plaintiff, complaining of defendant Ralph Douglas West II, and respectfully shows the court as of the follows. Discovery control plan. Discovery will conduct under level 2 of this rule, Texas Rule of Civil Procedure. Let me see. Let me get to the good stuff, because okay, this talks about the venue. Okay, let's get to the facts. Plaintiff is informed and believes that defendant is an assistant pastor and minister at the church without walls with campus location on this address, all locations in Houston, Texas. Plaintiff is informed and believes that the defendant is the director of the church without walls.
I just laugh every time I hear you say that.
An educator, an academy daycare program. Defendant first contacted plaintiff on social media. Oh, he was social media, trying to hook up with her through social media, specifically through Facebook messaging on or about February 2017. Defendant indicated that he was a fan, admirer, sound like a lot of people we know, or plaintiff,
Socrates,
and would like to get to know her better, as it appeared that both had a lot in common, both in life experiences, principles, and values. Plaintiff and defendant continued to communicate with each other through Facebook messaging, as well as other electronic and telephonic means, and continued to do so through May of 2017. During this time, parties had extensive communication and conversations regarding moral values, principles, Christian beliefs, relationships, and sexual intimacy. Plaintiff made clear to defendant that she believed in expected honesty, trustfulness, transparency, relationship. Plaintiff also made clear to the defendant that because of these foundational principles, she did not date much and was also overly protective of her health and well-being. During these communications and conversations, the defendant repeatedly represented that he was a man of God and that he shared the same foundational beliefs in honesty, truth, and transparency, and that he had tested in the past, and that he was free and clean of any sexually transmitted disease. Now, ladies, 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 if a nigga tell you, bitch, if a nigga tell you that he is free and clean, bitch, take your ass down there. Okay, I shouldn't do all this. Take yourself down there to the clinic.
So I think it's important because we hear that term even today, clean, so often, and it's stigmatizing. One, it suggests that if somebody is not quote unquote clean, well, here's the thing: you cannot look at anybody and tell who's quote unquote clean and who's not.
Right.
STIs do not always show themselves.
Right.
So I think we need to dispel with that term or that kind of thinking. And as you was reading this, a lot of things was coming to mind to me. When we're talking about sexual health, you have to think of your sexual health in terms of your overall health, the same way you think about your overall health for anybody that has hypertension, for anybody that has diabetes, for anybody that has kidney issues, for anybody that's having heart issues or anything else. Your sexual health has to be a part of it, has to be a conversation.
Yes.
It has to be a pertinent part. You have to look at it. And I know some of us are from generations where we didn't talk about sex. You know, the conversation may have been, don't bring no baby here. And that was the extent of the conversation. Or, you know, the many of us are just from, from generations and backgrounds where we don't talk about these kinds of things. You cannot take people's words
right
when it comes to your sexual health. How many people, especially on dating apps, are saying that they're on PrEP. Some of these people I know for a fact are living with HIV or have had some STIs, but they'll represent themselves on social media platforms to say that they're on PrEP. Well, anybody that knows anything about PrEP knows that you cannot be a person living with HIV on PrEP, because PrEP is for people. It's a preventative tool. It's for people not living with HIV. So we have to start having these open, honest conversations with people. And a lot of times people don't want to be honest about what they really like or what they've really done because they're afraid or they're embarrassed or they're afraid that the person's going to be turned off. Trust me, if they want the meat, if they want the cookie, they ain't going nowhere.
Right. And see, this is what I always say, because so many people, they're so quick to want to just smash and move on that they don't care what they give somebody. They just want to fuck. Mm-hmm. And see, this is the problem with so many people. And this is why I'm going to say, hypothetically, this is why so much stuff is out here now, is because people are just fucking. They don't.
And I think even too, beyond the physical act, brother, you have some people that are living, secret lives, or they're whatever, whether you may be gay or you may be on the quote unquote DL, or a lot of people move certain ways because of society's labels that we put on people. We have taught people that they have to hide, that it's not okay to be who you really are. It's not okay to feel what you really feel. And so people sneak to go get that feeling that they secretly have. And a lot of times that's how people get caught up. Because I use myself as an example. Growing up, and I knew that I felt different. I didn't know what it was to date. Because guess what? I grew up in a background with, we didn't talk about no gay shit. The only gay person I knew growing up was a older queen who had red hair, and they called her Rooster. That was the local queen. That was the local faggot that everybody talked about. So
I don't have that. The
yeah.
only person I know was organ player and a choir director and things.
But so I didn't have a reference. So of course, I don't want to be like Rooster. So baby, good. So I did what many other people did. We hide, and so consequently, I didn't know what it was to get to know somebody, to date somebody. My concept of hooking up was, I'm gonna meet you, I'm gonna get this meat, I'm gonna get this booty, and I'm gonna keep it moving. And a lot of times I did ask no questions. And so many people move like that. They don't ask no questions. Or you're so enamored in what you want, you don't stop. You think you look at a person, you think they're clean. They telling you they clean. They're a man of God. Of course, a man of God would be clean. That's the assumption that we made.
Well, honey,
I'm here to tell you I work in public health, and I'm here to tell you a lot of the preachers visit the clinics.
Honey, the man of God, baby, lives here. At this point, if anybody has been across this here good platform or anybody's platform across social media, and you've heard about somebody's preacher that has done something, it's been a man of God that has been exposed, whether they have been sleeping with somebody else in their marriage, out of their marriage, with somebody else's child, or whatever the case. So don't be confused about a man of God. These people, whether they man of God, man of dog, or whatever, listen, I don't care what they tell you. If they're not willing to get tested, listen, you tell them like this: if you're not willing to get tested, you ain't getting none. I don't care what you call yourself. I'm clean. Well, listen here. I don't care how many times you wash your hands. If you ain't gonna use no condom, you ain't getting none.
And you know what, brother? And even beyond getting tested, it ain't enough just to get an HIV test. When you go get tested or you require that person to get tested, tell them you want them to get a full STI panel.
Yes.
You want them tested for everything, not just HIV. You want them tested for gonorrhea, chlamydia, syphilis, any STIs that you can get a test for. You want to request a full STI panel.
I think getting tested, that'll stop people from just sleeping around, because getting tested it requires you to take your time to go get tested, to get the results, to find out what the results are, and then to discuss that, and then y'all do something. By the time you get through doing all that, then it's like, okay, because before, because when we was getting ready to get a relationship, we went and got tested. We had the conversation, we did all this, and then it's like, then we did something that require, it's like, okay, we know we want to have a relationship. Half these folks, they don't really want a relationship. It's like, child, do I really want to do all this stuff with you?
And I get it. Some people are not necessarily wanting to be in a relationship, but we're human. We have needs, we have desires. Even if you just got you a little cut buddy or a regular consistent, you and that person still need to have an understanding. There needs to be some conversations. Like, look, we may not be in a quote unquote relationship, but guess what? Anytime you laying down with somebody, that is a relationship. You're sharing something with each other. That is a relationship.
Mm-hmm. Hold on, let me finish reading this. So, on or about May 14th, plaintiff agreed to attend a church service at the Church Without Walls and further agreed to have dinner with the defendant at the Church Without Walls and further, I skipped it. Afterwards, after attending the church service and later the same evening, the defendant sent an Uber car to pick plaintiff and return her to his home. Shortly thereafter, the defendant and plaintiff went to dinner. Later the same evening, defendant and plaintiff first had sexual intercourse using protection. Following first sexual intercourse, Following the first sexual encounter, defendant and plaintiff continue to date and engage in sexual intercourse on occasion with protection and other occasion without protection. Baby, you didn't got too comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
On or about the end of March of 2018, and within a few days of having engaged in intercourse with defendant, plaintiff began to have pains in her genital region, along with painful urination. On or about the beginning of April of 2018, plaintiff presented to her physician, I'll just say that, with this sudden onset of symptoms that she had never experienced before. Her OBGYN ordered an IgG blood test suspecting that plaintiff had been recently infected with herpes simplex virus. On or about April 16, 2018, plaintiff's OBGYN informed her that she had tested positive for herpes simplex virus type 2, aka genital herpes.
Mm-hmm.
Plaintiff promptly confronted the defendant that the only person with whom she had sexual intimacy with for the past 3 years with the news. The defendant initially denied being infected with genital herpes and denied infecting the plaintiff. After accepting the proof, the plaintiff had tested negative for genital herpes in the past. Okay, wait. After accepting the proof that the plaintiff had tested negative for genital herpes in the past and had not had any sexual intercourse with any other individual in the past 2 years prior to meeting the defendant admitted to the defendant that he had had genital herpes before meeting plaintiff and that he had been infected by the mother of his son. Now, this little tea that I had got. Am I supposed to say this? Okay. I don't know if I can say this. Okay, I'm gonna hold this. Because this nigga said that he had got infected by the baby mama. But the baby mama said that was a lie. And the baby mama said, I ain't got genital herpes. And he lying.
So let me tell you right here. Just for anybody that does not know, in every state, the laws are written differently, but in every state, anytime somebody tests positive for an STI, that is reportable to that state's Department of Health. So anytime anybody tests positive for HIV, gonorrhea, chlamydia, syphilis, herpes, it don't matter. That is a reportable, communicable disease. So that means that there's going to be a record on file. And so if this man knew that he had herpes at the time in which he engaged in sex with this woman, it does not matter in most states. It does not matter whether or not you use the condom. If he did not disclose to her his history, that makes him liable. Now, the laws are, depending on what state you're in, the laws can be, can vary in how they're written. I know I'm in Florida. Florida has some of the strictest laws. And many of these laws are old. They haven't been updated in decades. And so that, but if he did not disclose to her you know, then he's liable.
Yes, he is. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. He's liable.
Why he's liable, I also want to say this is why when I talk to people about sexual health, I also tell them, yes, that person did not tell you the truth. Did you ask? They sound like they had some conversations, but she obviously did not insist that they go get tested. Because the proof is always going to be in the test result. And not just an HIV test, like I said before, but you want a full STI panel.
Mm-hmm. And I think that was her mistake. That, well, I don't know. I can't speak for her, so I don't know. I can't speak for her. I can't speak for her. But as we're reading this, okay, let's see. Subsequently and compoundingly.
Yeah, brother, can I stop you for a second? Because I was looking at some of the comments, Catherine. It depends on the state that you're in and how the laws are written. When it pertains to HIV, it depends on the state that you're in and how the laws are written in your states. Because there are some states that have reformed their laws now, because you have people now that can become HIV undetectable.
Mm-hmm.
And some states have updated their laws. There are quite a few that still have not. And you are right, it could be a felony depending on what state you're in and how it's written.
Yeah, because I mean, if you're out here willfully giving somebody HIV and a disease, that's like giving somebody a death sentence. Like, you going to jail.
But the thing is now, of course, we don't want to see anybody contract HIV or any STI. In instances where that happens, it is my prayer that the person is at least on treatment, because if they are in treatment, they still should be honest. They still should tell that person, even if they're undetectable, even if they're in treatment. But if they are in treatment, if they're undetectable, the science says they can't transmit. Now, if you're talking about STIs like herpes, that's something different. But in terms of HIV, because herpes is really easy to catch, because that's skin to skin. You don't get no closer than when you're in somebody's womb.
Mm-hmm. Hold on, let me finish this. Let me go. Hold on. See what this thing say. Subsequently, in compounding defendant concealment and misrepresentation, defendant admitted to intimidate plaintiff to remain silent, both in thought and with physical intimidation. Defendant made suggestions to plaintiff that Christians don't take Christians to court. Christians turn to other Christians.
Yeah.
Christians turn the other cheek and forgive. Marry me. Bitch, what? Marry me as no other man will want to be with you. The fuck?
See, that's where the manipulation come in. Now he trying to manipulate him because he know he's wrong.
Nigga, read this. Hold on. And your family and your father would be devastated by the news. Hold on, y'all finish reading this. The verbal intimidation turned into physical intimidation. The plaintiff is so informed. The plaintiff is informed and believes, and on the basis alleged that the defendant attempted to shame plaintiff into silence by contacting her father and informing him of the plaintiff's genital herpes infection. What? Oh, hell no. Plaintiff is further informed and believes, and on that basis alleges that the defendant also had an officer approach the defendant. The officer threatened that if plaintiff did not remain silent, the defendant would reveal videos of plaintiff that allegedly portrayed her in a negative. Oh, hell no.
Now, this the man of God, right?
You're supposed to be the man of God. This supposed to be the man of God. Oh, now. Ralph, why you out here doing this? Why you out here doing this to this young woman? You can't be out here passing out herpes and then you wanna bully this woman. That Ralph. Now see Darius. Now let me take this down so I can have my conversation and we're gonna get back to this. This be my problem. See, they get mad at me when I have these conversations, but they don't get mad at these preachers that do this type of stuff and they go on and get up in the pulpit and talk about the Lord said and the God of the Bible and the Lord and the God want the God to free you. Can I get an amen, y'all, somebody?
But, this has always been my thing with church. We don't talk about stuff like this in church, but all of our churches, we got scores and scores of single mothers with a whole bunch of kids, some of them with different fathers, but we don't have conversations in the church about sexual health.
But we got babies on top of babies and babies.
We got babies on top of babies, and sometimes the mother got babies by 2 or 3 different men.
We ain't talking about sex. We're not talking about diseases. We're not talking about finance. We're not talking about nothing. But all of this stuff is going on up in the house of what we call the Lord. And all of this education is needed, but we talking about God gonna help us. But we got to go outside the church to get everything we need.
And I want to be clear about that statement I just made. I'm not just blaming women because it takes two. We got a lot of men out here that's just planting seed everywhere and not handling their responsibilities as men.
You got a bunch of sorry ass men. Cause I got a video. You got a bunch of sorry ass men that want to sit up out here and think that the women need them. The women don't need you. Let's tell the truth. Some of these women are doing fine by themselves. Men have conditioned women to feel like they're helpless and they're vulnerable. And the women are not helpless and vulnerable.
I think too beyond that, no, they're not. I think too beyond that though, because we are not designed as human beings to be alone.
Right.
At some point, loneliness is gonna set in.
Nobody want to be lonely.
Nobody wants to be alone. I don't care how independent they are. I don't care how strong they are. I found that many people that say that they don't need a man or woman, it might be because maybe they had a negative experience or experiences with men and women. And so they are content to be by themselves. But I think everybody wants somebody.
What's that song by hold on, I think that was Uncle.
And loneliness will make you do some things. Loneliness, if you're not careful, will set you up.
They used to play this song all the time.
I've been around the world looking for my special someone.
Wait, hold on.
Maybe one day I'll be with you.
Wait, my favorite song was "What Do the Lonely Do at Christmas?" Skeet off.
Okay, let me see. All right, let me see. What okay. Okay. All right. Plaintiff is informed and believes, and on the basis of alleges that on or about May 14, 2017, and continues until she was infected, defendant intended and made direct physical contact with plaintiff, causing a harmful and offensive contact with plaintiff as a result. Okay, plaintiff is informed and believes, and on the basis alleged that on or about May 14, 2017, and continues until she was infected, plaintiff did not lawfully consent to sexual contact with defendant because her consent was procured through defendant's fraud, deceit, and or concealment.
So this is what's going to get tricky, because you read earlier that they use protection some of the times, but some of the times they didn't. So in those instances where they did not use protection, did he force her? Did she willingly consent to unprotected sex?
So this is what I'm thinking. And I'm not the judge or the jury. I'm just a vlogger. We on here just reading this. If he knowingly, okay, I don't even think I even want to finish reading the rest of this. If he knowingly, I'm gonna take this down.
And what state is this in?
This is in Texas, Houston, Texas.
Okay.
If he knowingly had sex with her and did not disclose his status of having genital herpes, and whether they had protective sex or not, then he is putting her at risk. Because again, like, I mean, nobody is just like expecting somebody to be, have any type of transmitted disease. Nobody's expecting somebody to have anything. Nobody's expecting somebody to have HIV or anything. So you're not expecting somebody to just automatically have something. So you're not going to be like, oh, you got something. So whether or not that you use protection, you're not expecting somebody to have something. So I don't think that she was expecting this man to have something.
No, she was not.
So, whether they use protection or not, her mindset was not expecting her to, be like, oh, he got something or he don't.
But you know what? We have to change our mindsets, because I decided a long time ago, especially when I know I want to be intimate with somebody, I'm gonna assume until I'm proven otherwise. And that thing is, I'm not gonna do certain things. I'm not putting my mouth certain places. I'm not doing certain things. If there's any doubts in my mind, and there's always gonna be a doubt in my mind because of what I do every day at work.
Listen,
I see it every day,
especially what you do at work. See, and now that what I'm saying, we live in this particular era in time, you have to expect the unexpected. And I don't even want to I don't want to blame her, because the thing is, no one goes into a situation like you got something. No one goes into a situation like that. And so for the fact that this man, even if you go up further in this document, he admitted to saying, oh, I got it from my baby mama. You just said you got it from somebody. That's what you told her. And then you turn around.
They can check that, because if the baby mama gave it to him, there's a record.
Hold on. No. The baby mama said, this nigga didn't get it from me.
She said she ain't got it. Okay, that's a lie.
So according to what allegedly, let me just say allegedly, the information that I got, the baby mama said, this nigga, this N-word didn't get it from me. He got it from somewhere else. And according to some information that I got, He's been messing around even while he was with this young woman.
With other women or
no, it was other women. It was other women.
Okay.
It was other women.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, and then you know what? Here's the thing, and I was saying this before I came on live. I want straight women to understand that no matter what disease you all think a straight man can get or whatever, straight people can get AIDS, HIV, whatever from straight people.
You know what, brother? You just spoke a word right there. How many black women on this live right now? Do you black women know, in terms of, let's just talk about HIV and STIs, you black women are disproportionately impacted by HIV and by STIs more so than white women, any other race. Everybody wants to think it's the gays, but black women, oftentimes, that's the silent group that doesn't talk about these kind of things. But black women are more impacted than any of their other counterparts. Now, why that is, there's a myriad of reasons for that. Just like in this case, in some instances, it's women trusting men, not asking no questions, believing the man because they want that man.
What? Let me show you something, Darius. I'm gonna post this. Since we're on this particular topic right here, I wanna put this up because this was on site today, and this was a topic today, and I want y'all to hold on, it's loading. I want y'all to understand that in the straight community, that you can get any type of disease from your own. Straight men don't have to dibble and dabble in gay sex for you to get AIDS, HIV, or anything. You can get it from having straight sex.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all women always think that if a man give you anything, they have to be dibbling and dabbling with another man. That's not true. And Darius works in prevention, and he can tell you paperwork, documentation, got all that stuff. That's how that work. Listen, you can get it from a straight man.
Yes, you can.
Hold on, let me see if I can pull this video up because I want y'all to see this. Hold it. Here you go.
Dudes in the passing college does not mean you're going to sit there and call the wedding off. It was in college. Right now, Right now, college. It was in college. Oh, for the love of God. It was in college. It was in college. You act like you were never curious before. You never messed around with. I'm a good man. Any woman will want a man like me. Any woman will want a man like me. Like me. So you go ahead and try to throw me away. You go ahead and try. Like I said, let me tell you something. You will never find another man like me. You will never find another man like me. You're judging me. And that's all right. That's all right. That's all right. For what? For what? College. I'm a different man now. Serious. You're not serious. It's not finished. It's not finished. It's because I can be. Because you're judging me. Because I slept with a few guys in my past.
Oh, Lord, the delusion.
Hold on. Let me pull this one out.
Dudes in the passing college does not mean you're going to sit there and call the wedding off. It was in college. Right now, right now, college. It was in college. Oh, for the love of God. It was in college. It was in college. You act like you never curious before. You never messed around with. I'm a good man. Any woman will want a man like me.
Okay, so it's replaying. So the situation with this was I don't know exactly how long they've been together, but it seems like they couldn't have been together too long, because how is it that you find out your fiance used to be with guys or used to mess with guys, and now all of a sudden you upset?
Now he upset because he been found out. Because here's obviously he never disclosed to this woman his past. And see, this is a man, either, you know, and there's so many men like this. I've been with men like this. Men who people would never think have been with a guy and have girlfriends and wives. I've been that one in the past, you know. And so he obviously never told this woman about his past, because she would not have flipped out like that had she known.
Right.
Now, there are some women that I know that are with men, that have been with men, but guess what? They were honest with those women, and those women made a decision. They went into this knowing what they were getting into. That does not mean that those men continue to sleep with men. That just means they had a past with men, but they were honest with those women.
Mm-hmm.
She was getting ready to marry this man, and she finds out she really doesn't know him. Now it makes me wonder, was he still dibbling and dabbling? Because how did this come to light?
That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm like, how long were y'all together? That's why I'm just like, were y'all together just a short while, a year? Because y'all couldn't have been together 2, 3, 4, 5 years, and you just figuring this out about your man. You couldn't have been.
It is possible. Now it is possible. It is possible. Some men, some men are really good at hiding. They don't give off no gay tendencies. There's nothing about that man that will make you think that they like men, that they get off like that in any kind of way. They don't hang or associate with anybody like that to their knowledge.
Let me tell you something. The way social media and the way the world is now, these women, I don't care. You can be the straightest man. These women gonna ask questions about the straightest man. Girl, you think he
not always? Because I'm telling you, some men, and ladies in the comments, comment please. Some men, if they don't give that off, if they don't give off that aura, or they don't give off any characteristics like that, some women are not gonna question that. Why would they? Because they don't see anything. They don't see anything that gives them any inclination that there's something like that going on. Not every man gives that off that's doing that.
Okay. Yeah, I got the video, Deshaun. I got the video. You ain't got to send me the video. I got the video, Deshaun. I got it. I do. I got it.
You see, the thing is, he is a little mental. You could tell in the rant that he was doing, he was unraveling, because this is somebody that has probably been hiding this part of himself
for a long time.
And now that it's out, and now that he knows that she knows, he can't deal mentally. He was unraveling.
Badly.
He was unraveling because now she know. And in the back of his mind, now he worried about who else gonna know. And he kept saying, "You'll never find a man like me." He has this certain perception of himself.
But see, the reason why I brought this up is because this sounds like Ralph.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Ralph just said this when I just read the complaint. Ralph said this, and he said, "Ain't nobody you should marry me because ain't nobody gonna want you." He said, I'm gonna tell your daddy.
See, that's the straight up manipulation. That's a person that is unstable. That's a person that is an abuser. And it's not, and I'm not just talking about physical abuse, although that was alleged in the complaint too. But this is somebody, these are people that are not all the way wrapped tight. They're not mentally all there.
I had to scratch my head because I said, wait a minute. This sound like so, and then not only that, this man tried to get his church bodyguards to try to allegedly manhandle this young woman, to do something to her, to scare her and put fear in her. And I said, but you didn't set up out here and gave this girl something, and now you're trying to make her be quiet.
Mm-hmm.
You're trying to manhandle her and put her into a place of silence because of some mess you did. And then you trying to go and allegedly go pass out some more stuff. Mm-hmm. And then you want to go take your ass up there and go preach some more word of God.
Mm-hmm.
I can't. I can't. So I don't want nobody to think that I'm taking this thing personal. I'm just here to do some commentation. That's all I'm doing.
You know, I will say, I hope that we as a society, because this is a bigger issue than just something that happened in church, because we have this culture where people have been forced to hide what they really like. You know, we tell, especially in the Black community, in the Black culture, we tell any man that's quote unquote a Black gay man, he is less than. He's not really a man. That is the stuff that I heard growing up.
J. Rochelle, this is his son. This Ralph West Jr. Do you see the picture right there? That's his son.
And I just hope that we can. I mean, history has shown us that if you go back to ancient times, if you go back to the motherland, there was men who liked men back then. There were women that liked women. There were people that you would consider transgender
back then, right?
Back then, you know, in our history. And so this is nothing new. What the thing is today that is getting a lot of people caught up is because we live in this culture where we tell people, this is not okay. It's not okay for you to feel that way. It's not okay for you to be this way. You know, but the problem is you can't legislate how somebody feels. You can tell me that all day from the pulpit, but if that's what I feel inside, that's what I'm gonna feel.
Period.
And then you put people then in a place where to fit into society, to not go against the grain, to be accepted, and to be considered a real man or a real woman. You know, they go out here and they do these things in the dark, and then it's not just impacting them; it's impacting that wife or that girlfriend that they're coming back to. Yep. Or that husband, or or that boyfriend that they're coming back to, because all this hiding and because of all this society that we live in that tell people it's not okay for you to be who you really want to be. It's not okay for you to love who you really want to love. This is why we have so much transmission of STIs going on. Because people out here, ain't nobody out here setting out to catch an STI. Or to catch HIV, anything else. Everybody just want to be loved. Now, because some people like to fuck around, like Larry said, you know, we will deem people a whore, and sometimes it's not always about the sex. Sometimes it's because it's about the intimacy of being connected to somebody, and the only time they feel connected is when they fucking.
Right.
For some people, it was survival. It was survival sex for some people. The circumstances vary, but if we could get out of this culture, and I know a lot of it is ingrained in the church, where we stop telling people, because guess what? Ain't nobody but the man upstairs gonna judge us. Hello. Stop telling people that they are wrong or they're bad because they feel differently than you. And just accept people, let people be who they are, accept them for who they are. You don't have to like it, you just have to respect them. You know, but we gotta start having open conversations. Anybody that you want to be intimate with, you should be able, you can't be no prude about sex, especially in 2023. I want to know how you licked it, how you folded it, how you lifted it up, what you like to do. I want to know every nasty, freaky thing you did. Because guess what? A lot of us are some freaks, but we don't want people to know that.
Freaking in the morning, freaking in the evening.
And the saints are showing us some freaks.
Hey. Listen.
Ain't that right, Auntie Deb?
Child, please don't get Auntie Deb started. Please don't get Auntie Deb started.
I love my auntie.
Hey, baby, don't get her no weed and some liquor, baby. Herein.
We love you, Auntie Deb.
You said, look, there she goes, look at that. She said, yo.
That's my auntie for real.
Oh. What? She said, She said, I'm over here high now.
I know, auntie.
Oh my God. Oh my goodness. But yeah, that's for real though. I mean, like, we really need to start having these conversations, because if we don't, it's like we'll kill off. We're gonna start killing each other off. And it's like, it's very important to have the conversation. And it's like,
and you know what? And to have the conversation, and I mentioned loneliness a couple minutes ago, because I don't believe we're designed to be alone. Loneliness will set you up if you're not careful, because loneliness will cause you to settle. Loneliness will cause you to let anybody in your bed because you want to feel connected to somebody. The problem is when you invite that person in, you invite everything else, and you don't know what else you invited in.
Mm-hmm.
You might have invited in herpes. You might have invited in syphilis. And everything can't be everything. A shot ain't gonna clear everything up. Sure. Syphilis, once you have syphilis for life. Now you can take medication to suppress it, to suppress outbreaks, but you're gonna always have syphilis. And you get herpes, you're gonna have herpes for life. You can take medicine to suppress it, but you're gonna always have herpes. It's always gonna be a chance now that she can have another outbreak at any point in time. So guess what? If she chooses to be with anybody, now that's something that she has to disclose. And so now she's gonna constantly have to relive the trauma of what was done to her. Mm-hmm. So it's so far beyond just giving somebody an infection. Now she's gonna have to live with this and the trauma. And I hope that she gets some counseling, to help her, to adjust to this new reality and to come to terms with it. Because I do believe even if she does have herpes, there's still a man out there that'll want her. There's still a man out there that'll love her. There's still a man out there that'll respect her and treat her right. But that is a traumatic experience for her now that she's gonna have to relive anytime she decides she wants to get close to somebody. Yes, I'm teaching today in an MX.
I feel like this right here.
So, Auntie Deb, so for anybody that has herpes, there is medication that you can take to suppress the outbreak. What she may not have an outbreak, but she gonna always have herpes.
Is there any way to cure syphilis?
Syphilis, you can get treated for syphilis to where it's not active. But once you get syphilis, you always gonna have syphilis. Now, it may not be active. Now, if you've been treated, it may not be active anymore. But once you got it, you're gonna always have it.
It's an estimate that 1 in 8 people have herpes. I mean, they said like that herpes is like it's in many different forms now.
Mm-hmm. If you get a sore on your mouth, that's herpes. That's not herpes 2. That's not herpes simplex 2, but that's a form of herpes.
Oh shit! Why? Well, I had that before.
But that's something that will go away. But I sincerely hope that she gets some mental health counseling. Some counseling. I hope she's in therapy because this is something now that she's gonna have to come to terms with.
Yeah.
And I hope that he gets some therapy and he gets some counseling because anybody that does something like this, there's multiple issues going on here with this man.
But see, you know, also there's even with that though, because it's some other stuff in here. Let me go back to this. It says as a proximate cause of this defendant offensive and harmful contact laws and harm to her body and mind. Plaintiff has suffered pain and irritation from genital lesions, embarrassment, depression, anxiety as a result of contracting incurable contagion, venereal diseases, personal invasion, humiliation, shame, financial expense. Damn.
That's her pain and her suffering.
Testing, monitoring, medications. Okay, insurance. Okay.
Now, and brother, somebody in the comments mentioned HPV also, which is something that this is very common. That's human papillomavirus, which is, I think, it is a STI. It's an infection. Some of the it's very similar to herpes, where you could have warts or visible signs that there's an infection there.
Yeah.
And,
oh, thank
it
you.
Just makes sometimes it makes you not want to touch nobody.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you something. This because I'm reading this and it's talking about how in part of this it talks about the fraud through intentional concealment. It's talking about where he didn't tell her in the beginning. It's talking about misrepresentation of his disease and things of that nature, and where she's seeking damages and everything, and going, so on and so on and so on. And so she's also seeking prayer of relief. I mean, she's not wrong in what she's seeking. So I just feel like this right here.
Now, is this a civil case?
Yeah, this is a civil case.
Yeah, because let's talk about that part of it, for example. Because, for example, we don't know if this woman has health insurance or not. What if she doesn't have health insurance? So now, even if she does have health insurance, now she's got to buy medication for something that she never asked for or wanted. Now she may have to see a therapist for her. There are expenses now that she is going to incur from what has happened to her by no fault of her own.
Yep.
So I don't blame her. Hit him in the pocket. I hope she hit him criminally and civil.
Hey, Tal. This is the thing. Like when you give somebody, whether it's genital herpes or herpes period, whether you give somebody HIV, whether you give somebody AIDS, whatever, and you don't tell somebody, it's not right. It's not okay. And you can, and just after reading this, you cannot use the Lord to cover your stuff. It's not okay. It's not okay. You can't do that.
And
So,
granted, brother, and I want to talk about the part of this that I think sometimes people that are not dealing with these type of situations don't think about. And it still does not excuse the fact that he did not disclose to her. But we know the stigma that's out here in our communities, especially the Black community, when you're talking about these kinds of topics. You know, when you're talking about sexually transmitted infections or you're talking about HIV, we know the stigma. We know the reasons why people are scared and fearful to disclose, fear of rejection, fear of, mentally, maybe it's not something that they have quite come to terms with, fear of people judging them, fear of people telling their business and talking about them. So we're not unsympathetic to what people in those type of situations are dealing with. Because if you've never been in that situation, you maybe can't relate.
mm-hmm.
That still does not absolve them of responsibility. But I think it's important that we have some understanding as to why people don't feel that they can tell the truth, that they can be honest. I think it's just important to note that.
I think people feel like they can't be honest because they don't feel like people will love them or accept them or whatever. But here's the thing. I feel that if you are two people that have some type of attraction or love for one another, if you all have that conversation, you all like each other, love each other, whatever. If this is something that is wanting to be pursued, if it can be moved past and because there are people that have successful relationships and one has something and the other doesn't. There are
Brother,
relationships.
can I tell you something? I'm gonna share something I have never shared before. There was a guy a couple years ago that I was crazy about. He's living with HIV. I knew that going in because because of what I do. So I'm a little more attuned to paying attention to certain things and asking questions, maybe than people who don't do this work.
Uh-huh.
But we had open, honest conversations. I knew what his medication was.
Mhm.
I knew what his labs were. I knew what they said. I knew how he was doing. I knew his pattern of how he took his medication, and we were safe.
Mhm.
And so I felt safe with him because I knew.
Hey,
And
Jeff.
in many instances, people that are living with something like HIV, for example, sometimes they are the most careful people because they don't want to expose anybody.
Mm-hmm.
This man, this is a total opposite in the case where he knew he had something. He knew that this young lady could have been that he could have exposed her, and he did it anyway. And he didn't give her the dignity of telling her what was going on with him and letting her make the choice. Now, if she decided she still wanted to be with him, they could have took precautions.
Mm-hmm.
But he didn't give her that option.
He didn't give her a choice.
Mm-hmm.
He took that choice away from her.
Mm-hmm. He took that choice away from her. Mm-hmm.
And see, this is why y'all be sitting up here watching XTube and Twitter and carrying on, and y'all want to do what y'all see on Twitter. And then y'all up here talking about, oh, I'm on PrEP and all this foolishness.
Yeah, they be lying, talking about they on PrEP, child. You know how many people I know for a fact, and because I work in it, I would never tell anybody's personal health information. But you know how many people I don't seen talking about they on PrEP, and I know for a fact what it really is.
Let me tell y'all something. Y'all stop living this XTube, X Twitter fantasy, because again, I know what I'm talking about. I done seen a whole lot of Kojic boys take their wings on up out of here.
Mm-hmm.
Because they want to meet up at the conventions and have old rendezvous. And 3 years later, they having funerals.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Now, oh, brother, Ben just asked something in the comments. He said he heard that if someone has HIV, it's hard to get life insurance. Now, there are some companies that will insure people that are living with HIV, because now HIV is considered a it's considered a manageable condition because of the advances in medication. Because people with HIV that are in treatment, that are quote unquote undetectable, they can live just as long as anybody else.
Absolutely.
And so there are some insurance companies that will insure them, but it's generally a higher premium, it's a higher cost.
I mean, medication has changed so much nowadays, but I mean, it's gotten expensive too.
Yeah, and I will tell you too, if you can't get a life insurance policy, you can't. Anybody can get a burial policy.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. So, but like I was saying, y'all, like it, y'all just you have to take care of yourself. You have to take care of yourself. I don't care what they look like, y'all. I'm serious. Y'all, I see a bunch of fine people on Instagram all the time. I see a bunch of naked folks on Twitter all the time. And baby, I'm telling you, only thing it do is just help you get your little rocks knocked off. That's it. That's all it do. But I'm gonna tell you something. At the end of the day, after you get through busting your nut, that's it. That's it, y'all. I'm telling you. People look real sexy when you horny.
Mm-hmm.
I can't get no amen thanks.
Amen. For the mother's board, amen.
People look real sexy when you horny. But baby, after you get through, you busting, after you bust, you be like, oh, okay. But see, in that very moment, you end up catching something. And now you done caught something and you can't give it back. So now it's like, y'all, we have to be very smart about what we do. And so being educated, wrapping it up. And so, and this is the other conversation that needs to be had too. For those of y'all that like to bottom, or y'all women, or whatever y'all like to do, y'all be very mindful of who's sticking and poking y'all. Cause some of these folks like to be slick. Oh, I'm gonna use a condom. And they'll take that shit off.
You know something else that's common too, brother? A lot of times people don't think about it. They let somebody screw them in their anus, and then they take their penis out of that person's anus and put it in their vagina. So guess what you just did right there? You have taken bacteria from the anus and you have not put it in the vagina. Now, people don't think about that because they hot and they caught up and it feels good. I know it feels good. You know, I know by personal experience. It feels good. But yeah. But you don't stop to think in that moment, or you put this man has put his penis in your vagina or in your, now everybody think that, you know, they coochie, you know, it tastes like honey, it tastes like candy, you know. Or then you let them put it in your vagina, and then you let them put it in your mouth. Guess what you just did? You just took bacteria from your booty hole and put it in your mouth. Yeah. Then you wonder why you call it hepatitis A.
Wait, Erica said your pH balance is gonna be off.
Completely.
Off.
Instead of saying, well, wait a minute, baby, if you want to try more than one hole, I'm an advocate to try more than one hole. You know, but let's go wipe off. Let me go wipe off. Let me go switch out. Let me go switch out. Let me put another condom on if you're using condoms, because I know everybody ain't using condoms. But at least let me go wipe my meat off.
Go
Make
rank,
sure it's clean before I go in that other hole, you know.
go ranch off real quick. Go
You
ranch.
know. Then we can get right back in it. And you can stand up in it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Go ranch real quick. You know, ranch.
She told me one of his pastimes. Yes, bacterial vaginosis. Yes, that's a real thing. Yes, that does mean yes. That goes for when he takes out and put it in your mouth. Exactly. You are whatever was in there. Whatever was in whatever he just came out of and put it somewhere else. Guess what? Now you got that in you.
Yes. So listen, y'all. Hopefully y'all have enjoyed the show. This has been really good.
I like talking about sex. So, you know.
Was this a great show?
This was a good show, and it's an important topic. And what I just hope that everybody gets from this is take responsibility for your own sexual health. Do not make assumptions. I don't care how clean you think somebody is. I don't care whether this person is a pastor. I don't care who they are. Do not make assumptions. Don't take chances when it comes to your sexual health. You have to safeguard your own sexual health. If you're considering getting intimate, go get tested. Go get a full STI panel. A full panel. Get tested for everything and insist. And if they don't want to go get tested right there with you, that ought to tell you something.
Me and Bay did.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Since folks said he looked like Andrew Conway. We did, you know.
And you should not be ashamed to talk about sex with anybody that you're going to be intimate with.
Cece, don't laugh. Listen, I'm like so many people. Especially nowadays, everything that I'm doing in my life is private. It's private. Whatever I choose to make public, I'm going to make public, and I'm going to have fun with it. I'm going to enjoy my life, and it is what it is. Whoever feels some type of way about whatever I'm doing, it's just going to be that. Period, point blank. I'm not worried about whoever feels some type of way, whatever. This is my life. This is my show. This is my family. Darius, Auntie Deb, London. These my folks. We talk all the time. We have fun. This us. This us over here. And I appreciate every last one of them. I'm telling y'all, baby, y'all don't even understand what we live.
Look, I tell people all the time, you my brother for real.
When I tell you for real.
On and off the camera.
That's and that's the thing. This is why, like, we can share, and I will never, ever, even when it comes down to your health, I am not going to sit out here and make fun of your status, your health status. I don't care if your kidneys, wherever they are, whatever's going on, because again, we all have to have a place, a plight in life. And I want to make that very known. Like, people make fun of.
Can I say that? And can I speak to that? And I'm not going to be negative. A couple months back, I shared openly that I need a kidney transplant, that I'm having issues with my kidneys. I didn't share. I shared that, and it took a lot for me to share that. One, because I know that I need a transplant. I'm going to be okay. I'm doing fine. I'm going to continue to be fine. You know, part of my healing process with this was to be open and honest. Because guess what? I do need a donor.
Yeah.
I do need a donor. And so, I'm not ashamed of the fact that I have kidney issues. What would be a tragedy for me is to sit here in silence, suffer in silence, and
Right.
not get the help and not get the assistance that I need because I'm worried about whether or not what somebody else is going to think. And so I made that decision to be vocal about it because one, I needed to do that for me. Because guess what? I love life and I'm going to continue to live it and I'm going to live it more abundantly. Darius is not going anywhere. Darius still has things he wants to do. Darius is going to Fort Lauderdale this weekend to a conference to be recognized for the work that I do.
Wait. Say that again. What you said, Darius?
I'm going to a conference this weekend where I'm going to be presented with an award for the work that I do in the field that I work in.
Period.
And so it does not matter if somebody wants to read me or say that they praying for me and them prayers they go no higher than the ball top of their scalp. But but you can read me all you want. Guess what? I'm going to continue to live. I'm going to live abundantly. I'm going to get everything in this life that I want. I'm speaking it and I believe it. And if you don't believe it, that's fine. Your belief is not required, but I believe it.
But you know what? That's the thing, though. That's why I said it does not pay to be evil. It really doesn't pay to be evil because when you're evil towards somebody, you're going to get that back. You're going to get that back. I'm so serious about that. That's why I'm just like, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do it. I don't care what people say. I don't care what people do. And what I'm saying now is not directed towards nobody. I'm being so for real. In life, it does not pay to be evil towards people because what you put out, it will come back. And I'm so serious about that. Y'all, it does not pay to pay evil for evil because what you put out in the atmosphere, it will come back to you. What y'all don't understand, especially about magic, Christian prayers, voodoo, hoodoo, whatever you practice, what negative things that you put out, it will come back to you. I need all my folks who practice in the dark arts. I need to see y'all in the comments because y'all can verify what I'm talking about. When you put negative things in the atmosphere, y'all, when you do that, it comes back. And people, I'm trying to tell you, that's why it does not pay to repay evil for evil. Sometimes you just got to let that thing go. You got to let that thing slide.
Let it go.
Let it go. I'm telling you.
Let it go.
And just smile and let it go.
And I will tell you, and because I talked to my brother off camera, I talked to him and I know him in real life. He knows that I was upset.
Yeah.
I was ready to burn it down a night or two ago. But I realized once I had a chance to kind of pray and just kind of still to myself, I don't have to clap back.
Yeah.
Because the life of that individual is a whole entire fucking read. People love to portray an image on camera, on screen for the YouTube streets. But that ain't who they really are in real life. This Darius that you see, this is Darius on and off the camera. It ain't no change.
Yeah.
If I cuss your ass out on camera, I'll cuss you out in real life.
Show motherfucking ass out in real life. And
if you want to thump, we could thump too.
I was just telling Darius them today. I was getting my front tires changed. I was telling Darius them today. I said, I'm not mad about nothing. I just know how I have to move in life because some people want to see you irritated, mad, and upset about the smallest thing. And it don't even matter. It really don't. So at this point, it's just like, y'all just have fun. That's why that's why just come on. Let's do the show. Let's just have fun. That's it. So with that being said, goddamn it, let me see. Let me go and hit that real quick. Let's go and get up out of here.
I'm tired. Tired of you bitches coming into my house, trying to use my resources and turn around and act like a bitch never gave you nothing. The nerve, the audacity, the disrespect.
Hold on there.